Welcome to London Property Digest, your essential 10-minute audio recap for staying informed on London's property market. Whether you're an estate agent, an investor, or just curious about real estate, our bite-sized episodes deliver the latest news, trends, and insights, in a quick and easy format.
Right to the point.
So, are you curious about London's prime property market?
Always.
Well, we've got all the latest from London Property News and City AM, and let me tell you, there are some interesting developments worth paying attention to, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. What we're seeing is quite intriguing. Everyone seems to be waiting for this autumn budget, but the prime market, it's demonstrating like a remarkable resilience.
Resilience, I like that. It's practically wearing a suit of armor, this market. London Property News reports that, get this, sales are actually on the rise.
Especially, don't forget, in that sub 5 million bracket.
Right. Which is interesting because, you'd think pre-budget jitters would make buyers hesitant, but it seems to be the opposite.
Yeah, there's a definite sense of buy the rumor going around. Investors are probably sensing, opportunity right in the middle of all this uncertainty, especially in a sector that's, well, let's face it, known for its long-term value.
It's London, after all. But here's where it gets interesting. Rightmove's data is, it's a little bit of a mixed picture. Sales agreements are up by a staggering 29%.
Wow.
And buyer inquiries have jumped 17% year on year. That just screams confidence, right?
Absolutely. There's strong buyer interest, no doubt. But, this is fascinating to me, property listings are also at a 10-year high.
So, more choice.
Exactly.
So, while all this enthusiasm is fantastic news for sellers, it also kind of makes you wonder, are we, and this is a big question, are we on the cusp of a buyer's market in the prime sector?
It's definitely a possibility. Increased choice for buyers, it usually means more negotiating power for them too, right?
Makes sense to me.
We haven't seen, this much inventory in a decade, so that's something to keep an eye on.
It is.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, instead of rushing in, buyers can, take a breath, look around, maybe even get a deal.
Exactly.
Sounds like a healthy change for the market, don't you think?
Yeah, I'd say so. It could mean, instead of those crazy price spikes we saw after the pandemic, we'll see.
Things cooling down a bit.
Right. A more stable, sort of organic growth.
Which, let's be honest, is what you want in a prime market.
Right. Absolutely.
Steady, sustainable, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Okay, but speaking of potential market influencers, can we talk about the budget? The autumn budget's coming up, and both London Property News and City AM, they're saying it's making prime property buyers a bit nervous.
Yeah, October 30th. It's definitely on everyone's mind. There's a lot of talk about potential changes to non-dom rules, capital gains tax, inheritance tax, all that.
Yeah, I've heard rumblings.
All of which, by the way, could have a big impact, especially, at the higher end of the market.
Right, those are some pretty big deals for anyone who's, serious about prime property. But while we've got some investors hitting the pause button, seems like the rental market's still going strong.
Yeah, it is. JLL says there have been, steady increases in the rental market, which I guess makes sense. If you're looking for immediate returns, rentals could be the way to go.
So it seems like we're at, a bit of a crossroads here. The prime market is, what did you call it earlier? Oh, yeah, resilient.
Right.
But this autumn budget, it could really shake things up.
Yeah, it could.
So for our listeners, especially those who really have their sights set on prime London property, what's the takeaway here?
That's the million-pound question, isn't it? It's this whole resilience uncertainty thing. That's what makes the London market so, exciting.
Keeps you on your toes.
Exactly. Will this autumn budget mean, a mad dash to the finish line, with buyers trying to get in before everything changes? Or will everyone just, take a step back and wait?
Interesting. And what about those potential changes to, capital gains tax, inheritance tax, all those non-dom rules? Is that going to scare investors off? Or is London just, too attractive to resist?
That's what we have to see, right? How it all plays out. But I can tell you one thing. London's prime market, it usually delivers.
I like the sound of that.
Whether you're, a seasoned investor or just starting out, information is key. Understanding the trends, staying ahead of the game, it's all important, right, to make a good decision.
Absolutely. Well, that about wraps it up for this deep dive into London's prime property market. Hope you found it useful. And if you want to, dig a little deeper, we've got our archive, all the past episodes, lots more info there. Until next time, happy investing.